Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Sarabjit Kaur. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Bangladesh counterpart Sheikh Hasina to jointly inaugurate 3 Indian-assisted development projects this morning virtually. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman leaves on a 3-day visit to Sri Lanka. Prime Minister to interact with India's Asian Para Games contingent in New Delhi today. Maharashtra bags gold medal in women's table tennis and Delhi gets gold in men's category at National Games in Goa. And India beat Japan 2-1 to storm into semifinals of Women's Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament in Ranchi. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Bangladesh counterpart Sheikh Hasina will jointly inaugurate 3 Indian-assisted development projects today at around 11 a.m. via video conferencing. The 3 projects are the Akhora-Agartala cross-border rail link, Khulna-Mongla port rail line and Unit 2 of the Maitri super thermal power plant. The Akhora-Agartala cross-border rail link project has been executed under the Government of India grant assistance of 392.52 crore rupees extended to Bangladesh. The length of the rail link is 12.24 kilometers with a 6.78 kilometer dual gauge rail line in Bangladesh and 5.46 kilometer in Tripura. The Khulna-Mongla port rail line project has been implemented under the Government of India's concessional line of credit with a total project cost of $388.92 million. The project entails the construction of approximately 65 kilometers of broad gauge rail route between Mongla port and the existing rail network in Khulna. With this, Mongla, the second largest port of Bangladesh, gets connected with the broad gauge railway network. The Maitri Super Thermal Power Project, under an Indian concessional financing scheme loan of $1.6 billion, is a 1,320 megawatt super thermal power plant located in Rampal in Khulna division of Bangladesh. The project has been implemented by the Bangladesh-India Friendship Power Company Limited, which is a 50-50 joint venture company between India's NTPC Limited and Bangladesh Power Development Board. These projects will strengthen connectivity and energy security in the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserted that the country has attained several historic achievements during Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and urged people to begin the journey of Amrit Kal towards making India a developed nation by 2047. Addressing a function marking the culmination of Meri Mati Mera Desh campaign's Amrit Kalash Yatra at Kartavya Path yesterday evening, Mr. Modi said the campaign illustrated the strength of India's collective spirit in advancing the nation. He said the people of India made Amrit Mahotsav a people's movement. Prime Minister Modi said, as Dandi Yatra had brought people together, similarly, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav made new history with the scale of people's participation.
जैसी दांडी यात्रा शुरू होने के बाद देशवासी उससे जुड़ते गए, वैसे ही आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव ने जन भागीदारी का ऐसा हुजूम देखा कि नया इतिहास बन गया। दांडी यात्रा ने स्वतंत्र भारत की लौ को और तेजस्वी किया था। 75 साल की ये यात्रा समृद्ध भारत के सपने को साकार करने वाला कालखंड बन रहा है।
On the occasion, Mr. Modi laid the foundation stone for Amrit Vatika, an Amrit Mahotsav memorial to be built from soil collected from every part of the country. He said the memorial will remind the next generation of today's historic event.
देश भर से जो पौधे आए हैं, उनसे मिलकर यहां अमृत वाटिका बनाई जा रही है। इसका शिलान्यास भी अभी यहां हुआ है। ये अमृत वाटिका आने वाली पीढ़ियों को एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत की प्रेरणा देगी।
Former President Ramnath Kovind has said that India's growing global stature and its neutral stand on Russia-Ukraine conflict reflects that it has become one of the superpowers of the world. He highlighted that India has said that it neither stands with Russia nor with Ukraine, but it stands with peace, and dialogue is the only solution to end the conflict. Mr. Kovind stated this while delivering the prestigious Sardar Patel Memorial Annual Lecture of Akashvani in New Delhi.
हम अभी तक किसी भी पक्ष के साथ नहीं खड़े हैं, बल्कि भारत तो कहता है कि हम युद्ध के पक्ष में नहीं किंतु शांति के पक्ष में खड़े हैं। आज के वैश्विक परिस्थितियों में वही देश ऐसी बात कह सकता है जो विश्व की महाशक्ति बनने की सामर्थ्य रखता हो। इस युद्ध को रोकने के लिए भी हमने एक महाशक्ति जैसे देश का स्टैंड लेते हुए कहा था कि डायलॉग इज द ओनली सोल्यूशन टू एंड दिस वॉर। हमारे स्टैंड को विश्व के कई देशों ने भी समर्थन किया।
With regard to the Israel-Hamas conflict, Mr. Kovind said that on the one hand, India has expressed its strongest opposition towards the menace of terrorism and supported Israel's rights of self-defense. On the other hand, it did not lag behind in sending humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza Strip.
अक्टूबर के पहले हफ्ते में इजराइल पर आतंकी हमले के बाद भारत ने इजराइल के आत्मरक्षा के अधिकार का समर्थन किया। भारत खुद आतंकवाद का शिकार रहा है। बेशक हमने इस पर बहुत हद तक काबू पा लिया है, लेकिन इस खतरे के प्रति हमें सचेत रहना होगा। भारत ने आतंकवाद के खिलाफ अपनी मजबूत राय रखी, लेकिन भारत मजलूमों के प्रति अपनी जिम्मेदारी को भी नहीं भूला।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has left on a 3-day visit to Sri Lanka. The visit will feature a series of crucial engagements and diplomatic exchanges. During this visit, Ms. Sitharaman will address the NAM 200 organised by Government of Sri Lanka to commemorate the 200th anniversary of arrival of Indian origin Tamils to Sri Lanka. The event will be graced by Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardene. Ms. Sitharaman will also address the India-Sri Lanka Business Summit at Colombo on the theme Enhancing Connectivity, Partnering for Prosperity. The summit is likely to have discussions on fostering bilateral economic cooperation and trade. She is also scheduled to hold discussions with the Sri Lankan leadership, reinforcing the strategic importance of the diplomatic relationship between the two countries. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Welcome back. In Madhya Pradesh, after scrutiny of nomination papers, out of 4,439 nomination papers on all 230 seats in the state, 2,916 nominations have been found valid. Candidates in the state can withdraw their names till tomorrow. Voting will be held in the state on 17th November. A report.
As the voting date approaches in Madhya Pradesh, the investigation of Election Commission's teams has also intensified. More than 226 crore rupees in cash and materials has been recovered by the joint teams of Election Commission till 29th October. This includes more than 25 crore rupees in cash and 19 lakh litre of illicit liquor worth 37 crore rupees. Apart from this, there are narcotics worth 11 crore 70 lakh rupees, jewelry worth rupees 75 crore and other items about 77 crore rupees. On the other hand, Chief Electoral Officer Anupam Rajan has banned exit poll from morning of 7th November to till evening of November 30 under the Model Code of Conduct. Sanjeev Sharma, Akashvani News, Bhopal.
In Chhattisgarh, 12 assembly constituencies of Maoist-affected Bastar division are also included in the 20 assembly constituencies where voting will be held in the first phase of elections on the 7th of this month. Additional companies of Central Armed Forces have been deployed in sensitive areas of Bastar to ensure smooth polling. Chief Electoral Officer of Chhattisgarh, Reena Baba Sahib Kangale, said that this time 400 additional polling stations have been set up so that people living in remote areas of Bastar do not face any inconvenience in voting. Of these, 126 polling stations are being established in such villages where people will get a chance to cast votes in their own village for the first time since independence.
नक्सलवाद की समस्या की वजह से इन क्षेत्रों में कई बार हमें पोलिंग स्टेशंस को शिफ्ट करना पड़ता था, जिसकी वजह से 8 से 10 किलोमीटर की दूरी तक मतदाताओं को चल करके अपना वोटिंग करने जाना पड़ता था। सुरक्षा के इंतजाम भी बढ़ाए गए हैं और कानून सुव्यवस्था में भी सुधार को देखते हुए मतदान केंद्रों की स्थापना उन्हीं गाँव में कर दी गई है।
Assembly elections in Chhattisgarh are being held in two phases. Under the first phase, voting will be held in 20 assembly constituencies on the 7th of this month, and under the second phase, voting will be held in 70 assembly constituencies on 17th of November. The Army Aviation Corps is celebrating its 38th Raising Day today. One of the youngest corps of the Indian Army, Army Aviation was created as a separate arm on November the 1st, 1986. Over time, the Corps has evolved into a decisive third-dimensional maneuver arm, rendering a definite combat edge to the field force commanders. Army Chief General Manoj Pandey has extended greetings and best wishes to all ranks of the Corps and their families. In an exclusive interview to All India Radio, the Director General of the Army Aviation Corps, Lieutenant General A.K. Suri, underscored that with each passing year, Army Aviation Corps is setting new milestones in terms of capability building and increasing its sphere of influence.
With each passing year, Army Aviation Corps is setting up new milestones in terms of capability building and increasing its sphere of influence. The year gone by was particularly fruitful as it saw our efforts materializing in domains ranging from induction of weaponized aerial platforms to raising and redeployment of aviation assets. The addition of light combat helicopters has enhanced the operational capability of Indian Army and added a potent weapon platform in our inventory.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will interact with India's Asian Para Games contingent at Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi today. The program is an endeavour by the Prime Minister to congratulate the athletes for their outstanding achievement at the Asian Para Games 2022 and to motivate them for future competitions. India won a total of 111 medals, including 29 gold medals in Asian Para Games 2022. The total medal tally at the Asian Para Games 2022 witnessed a 54% increase over the previous best performance in 2018. The 37 national games in Goa are in full swing with spectacular performances of sportspersons from across the country. In women's table tennis, gold medal was won by Maharashtra, silver by Haryana and bronze by West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh combined, while gold of men's table tennis was bagged by Delhi, silver by West Bengal and bronze by Maharashtra and Assam combined. India beat Japan 2-1 to storm into the semifinals of the Women's Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament in Ranchi yesterday. The team had earlier defeated Thailand, Malaysia and China. India will take on South Korea in their final league game tomorrow. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Renu Kataria.
Thank you, Sarabjit. Most newspapers today open with details of the concluding ceremony of Meri Mati Mera Desh. Quoting the Prime Minister, the Hindustan Times writes, Amrit Mahotsav tipping point for New India. The Pioneer headline reads, PM Modi unveils Bharat's iron strength, warns the nation against perils of appeasement. In a bid to boost India-Bangladesh ties, a Khora-Agartala rail link to be inaugurated virtually by PM Modi, Sheikh Hasina today, states The Hindu. Israeli troops clash with Hamas in northern Gaza. Netanyahu rejects ceasefire, writes The Statesman. With haze enveloping Delhi and its suburbs, capital air poorest in season so far, informs The Pioneer. And finally, in some good news for conservationists, Leopard Park planned in Gurgaon's 15-kilometer Aravali stretch notices the Times of India. And with that, it's back to you, Sarabjit Kaur.
Thank you, Renu. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his Bangladesh counterpart, Sheikh Hasina, to jointly inaugurate 3 Indian-assisted development projects this morning virtually. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman leaves on a 3-day visit to Sri Lanka. Prime Minister to interact with India's Asian Para Games contingent in New Delhi today. Maharashtra bags gold medal in women's table tennis and Delhi gets gold in men's category at National Games in Goa. And India beat Japan 2-1 to storm into semi-finals of Women's Asian Champions Trophy hockey tournament in Ranchi. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.